Hey guys, I wanted to hop on here really quickly. It's late, okay? It's late, but I had to get this out because all day I've been hearing the message. If you get an idea, if you get an unction, if you get a impression, if you get something creative and it just happens, you should do it. You should do it in the moment. You should not wait. You should not hesitate, because I like to say it like this, slow obedience, procrastination, and obedience don't mix. Slow obedience is still disobedience. So I have been getting this idea all day. I watched her live earlier this morning about acceptance, affirmation, and approval. Acceptance, affirmation, and approval. And that's something that I have struggled with for a really long time. Acceptance, affirmation, and approval. We live in a society where those three things can get you a lot of places, open up a lot of doors, can get you a lot of places. And I find myself often being on this kind of hamster wheel, placating to other people, trying to do things for other people, trying to get that affirmation, approval, and acceptance, right? And so I was thinking today, I was like, that is the perfectionist pocketbook, right? These are the tools in the perfectionist pocketbook. We're always trying to get that acceptance, that approval, and that affirmation. And I finally came to myself today and said, self, where does your acceptance, your approval, and your affirmation come from? Because it cannot be from people. It cannot be from others outside of you. You have no external locus of control. You cannot control the external. You can only control internal and what you know from God. Period. Point blank, period. So why am I spending all this time, this effort, this energy, trying to be a version of myself that is acceptable to other people? I might as well go ahead and be who God created me to be. And I know that might not be a revelation for everybody, but it was certainly helpful on today for me. That I do not have to spin my wheels constantly trying to be the cleaned up, perfect, nice. I'm not saying you want to be wicked or evil, but hey, it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to be your authentic self. And my authentic self is a little strange at times. It's a little odd at times. It's a little weird at times. My authentic self is not gonna be everybody's cup of tea, but I might be somebody's cup of tea. But I spend so much time trying to be somebody else than somebody else's cup of tea. I don't have to. I don't have to. I do not have to participate in the trend of being accepted, approved, or affirmed by other people. I can get that from God. Okay? For me in my house. So that was my thought today. I also, decided I am not responsible for other people's expectations or other people's perception of me. I don't know if anybody else spends time worried about how they are perceived by others. And I finally got to the point where I said, listen, guess what? I don't have to do that. If you don't like me, that's okay. I can move on. And guess what? If you don't like me, I can't control that. All this finagery, all this stuff that I've done in times past to try to get people to approve, accept, or affirm me, the reality is you cannot change those people's perceptions. If somebody doesn't want to like you, guess what? They're not going to. They're not going to like you no matter what you do. If you are gracious and loving and kind, they're going to say you fake, you phony, and you uppity. If you are mean, cantankerous, and evil, they're going to say you mean, cantankerous, or evil. So sometimes if somebody has decided in their mind not to like you, guess what? They're not going to like you. And no matter what you do, you are constantly going to be on this roller coaster trying to get them to approve of you, trying to get this affirmation that is really not theirs to give you. Because again, having an internal locus of control, the only person I can control is me. And that, it is what it is. So I thank you for jumping on. If you wanted to and you feel as though this was helpful for you, that is awesome and amazing. If it wasn't, hey, again, my goal is to bring light and to bring information to folks. So if this kind of content helps you, praise God. But I had to get it out because, again, I woke up this morning, I had this idea, I had this unction, I had this pressing in my spirit to say, hey, you do not have to be a carbon copy of anyone else. You do not have to live in such a way that you find you have to be perfect. You don't have to be a version of yourself that you find acceptable to others. It is okay to just be who God made you to be. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be who God made you to be. I pray that you have a blessed night, an amazing night. I didn't want to be on here long. I just had to get that out. And I pray that you are affirmed. And if you don't know who, I'll say this. If you don't know who your authentic self is, if you don't know who your authentic self is, then you can ask God. You can ask God. You can pray. You can commune. And you can say, God, who did you make me to be? And help me to live in that authenticity, because that authenticity will help somebody else. It will help someone else gain their freedom, gain their affirmation, because again, that comes from above. It will give somebody else the courage to be their authentic self. So anyway, didn't want to get on here long. I just wanted to hop on here really quickly to see if I can encourage somebody on this late hour, because it's late where I'm at. It's not really, it's not like 1 o'clock. It's like 10:47 where I am. But I didn't want to go to bed without getting that out. I pray that you have a blessed night, an amazing night. I pray that you wake up refreshed and restored. I pray that there has been some enlightenment that you have received from listening, even if you listen for a moment. Whether you listen now or you listen for the replay, you can be your authentic self. And another sister of mine, I think it's Bold Beginning, she says your tribe will find your vibe. There's going to be somebody that you can reach only in your authentic self, only in your authenticity. So do it. Have an amazing night.